Hi again everyone, welcome aboard Jom Naik Bus. Regular bus travellers to and from Singapore would have heard of Eltabina Express, and probably they may have travelled on Eltabina at some point on their trips to Malaysia. Recently, they acquired some new coaches and they are among the first of its kind in Malaysia. With the help of some mobile apps and a bit of luck, I was able to book on one of these brand new coaches. Please join me as I travel on Eltabina's new Volvo double-decker coach to Kuala Lumpur. On this hot and humid Monday afternoon, I booked myself on the 3:30 PM trip to Berjaya Times Square in Kuala Lumpur. Eltabina's sole pick-up and drop-off point in Singapore is located at the Plaza at Beach Road. This is also where their ticketing office is situated. There are seats available in the office, which serves as a waiting lounge for passengers. The plaza is adjacent to the Park Royal on Beach Road Hotel and the Pan Pacific Service Suites. It faces the Nickel Highway and is about 10 minutes walk from Nickel Highway MRT station on the Circle Line. Another cross-border coach operator, the One Travel or more fondly known as 5 Stars Express, have also made the plaza as one of their terminating points in Singapore. I was handed this old school type of ticket slip upon checking in for my trip. The friendly and smiley staff also handed me a bottle of mineral water and informed me that I may board the bus since it has already arrived at the coach bay. VMF11RLE is the coach that will bring me 300 kilometers up north to Kuala Lumpur this evening. It is one of 2 brand new double-decker coaches acquired by Eltabina this year and are the first of its kind in Malaysia. More about that later in the video, so do keep watching. As the boarding process progresses, I can't help but notice that some passengers were holding a different coloured ticket slip. When asked, the coach captain, who goes by the name of Abang Lan, told me that this group of passengers will be heading to Seremban. It dawned on me then that the service to Kuala Lumpur have been combined with the Seremban service. As soon as the dispatcher completed the boarding process, the bus departed at precisely 3:33 PM. There were about 32 passengers in total, including myself, seated on both decks of the bus. Eltabina's sole terminating point at the plaza is an advantage as the coach heads directly to Johor via the second link crossing. This is why Eltabina is one of the popular choice for travellers to Malaysia. I sought permission from Abang Lan to sit on the staircase for the short journey to Tuas checkpoint. It was an excellent opportunity as I learnt some interesting stories about the coach and his work experiences as a long-distance coach captain. And as short as it is, we reached Tuas checkpoint at about 4:10 PM. The good thing about travelling during the off-peak hours is that the checkpoints are almost always free from congestion, so the immigration clearance process will not take too long to complete. Just remember to bring along your passport and other related travel documents. We are now back in the bus and heading for the immigration checkpoint in Johor, Malaysia. It's now 4:21 PM, which means we took only 10 minutes to clear the immigration in Singapore. Similarly, I don't expect the immigration processes at Sultan Abu Bakar complex in Johor to take very long. Remember to bring all your bags and luggage down for the customs check. Since mid-May 2024, Singaporeans who travelled to Malaysia via the land crossings can make use of the e-gates for immigration clearance without prior registration of the Malaysia Digital Arrival Card or MDAC. Previously, it was reported that Singaporeans are exempted from the MDAC requirement but will still need to complete it if they wish to use the e-gates. I took the opportunity this time to test the e-gate and I was pleasantly surprised that it works. This will definitely cut the time needed for the immigration clearance, and I recommend that you use the e-gates as well on your next trip to Malaysia. Please note though that the use of the e-gates facility at KSAB and BSI are currently limited to Malaysia and Singapore passport holders only. The bus left the Sultan Abu Bakar complex at about 4:40 p.m. As confirmed by the coach captain, the bus will be making a short break at Ming Ang restaurant in Yong Ping. Eltabina Express have been operating to Singapore since 1991, making them one of the longest long-distance express bus operator in Singapore. With a history spanning over 3 decades, Eltabina have established itself as one of the most popular operator for both tourists and regulars alike. Many Singaporeans chose Eltabina for their clean and comfortable buses, as well as the competitively priced tickets. On the other hand, many Malaysians also prefer Eltabina for their weekend commute back home, with many seats snapped up weeks in advance for their Friday evening departures to Malaysia and Sunday services back to Singapore. Although it is based in Malaysia and operates domestic services, its primary services have always been focused at Singapore. From Singapore, Eltabina operates to Kuala Lumpur, Ipoh in Perak and also Seremban in Negeri Sembilan. These services are operated on multiple departures throughout the day. For this particular service, it will drop off passengers at Terminal 1 in Seremban. In Kuala Lumpur, this service will call at Terminal Bersepadu Selatan or TBS before ending its journey at Berjaya Times Square. Ticket starts from 35 Singapore dollars for a one-way ticket from Singapore, but a surcharge may be imposed during festive seasons such as the Chinese New Year period. They can be booked online on Bus Online Ticket, EasyBook and RateBus website or mobile apps. If you are looking at trying out the double-decker coaches, your best bet are the Friday evening departures. Eltabina rarely assigns a double-decker coach in advance, so it is purely luck if your advance booking turns out to be a double-decker on the day of departure. I did not make an advance booking for this trip, so I made use of the Terminal Bersepadu Selatan app to see when this new double-decker is making its way down to Singapore and estimate its return trip to Kuala Lumpur. The TBS app will show the bus registration number and its scheduled departure time from TBS, so that helps a lot in planning for this trip. If you have booked in advance, you can check on the ticketing app that you used to see if there is a reassignment of coach type for your trip. This can take place as early as several days to just a few hours prior to your departure time. If it happens that a double-decker coach is assigned to your trip, you can expect to travel on the new one if the lower deck seating plan is shown like this. This is how the older double-decker seating plan looks like. After about 50 minutes on the Plus Highway, we are now approaching Yong Ping for our short break. Please take note of the time that you need to return back to the bus so as not to disrupt the scheduling. Break times differs with each bus, but generally it should take no more than 30 minutes. The time is now 6:32 PM and we are about to leave Ming Ang restaurant after a 30-minute pit stop. There shouldn't be any more pit stops from this point onwards until Seremban. However, if you need to use the toilet or washroom urgently, please inform the coach captain as soon as you can so that he can make arrangements to stop at the nearest lay-by or R&R. Eltabina operates a mixed fleet of single, double and high-deck coaches. The operator began operating double-deckers around 2009 and 2010 on the Scania K124EB chassis with bodywork supplied by SKS Bus. The next generation of double-decker coaches were launched in December of 2016 as part of the operator's rebranding exercise, which were launched earlier that same year. The then new Scania K410EB chassis was selected for the double-deckers, featuring a facelifted edition of the popular E128D twin-decks bodywork from SKS Bus. In July 2023, the operator made a surprise announcement of their new batch of double-deckers with the delivery of two MAN R40 24/460 coaches fitted with SKS Bus's new E138D bodywork. The introduction of the MAN double-deckers into the fleet ushered a new era for the operator as it began to diversify its fleet of coaches. Then in May 2024, after months of speculation and hearsays, the operator broke news of the delivery of their first ever Volvo double-deckers fitted with Gemilang Coachworks' latest double-deck coach bodywork model. Although Consortium E Mutiara Express were the first to operate the Gemilang coaches, the Volvo and Gemilang combination is the first of its kind in Malaysia. Two units of Volvo B11RLE with 430 horsepower were put into service soon after delivery and made its way into Singapore. The bus were a hit among enthusiasts and general public thanks to its bold design and striking new livery. Eltabina is expected to receive a further 4 Volvo B11RLE double-deckers to be delivered by the end of 2024. With a length of 12.8 meters, it may not be the longest double-decker coach in service in Malaysia. But with 38 seats fitted on both decks, passengers can look forward to a luxury of space within their seat. 31 seats are fitted on the upper deck, with the remaining 7 on the lower deck. Supplied by Damrom Silk of Thailand, the seats come equipped with a 3-point safety belt, leg rest and a high-speed USB port. Although these buses are classified as bus executive or executive bus, there are no personal entertainment systems, meal service or toilets fitted on board these buses, similar to the other buses in Eltabina's fleet. A range of safety features are also fitted on the coach, such as external-facing CCTVs on all sides of the bus, and you'll be pleased to know that they are also fitted with speed limiters, which means the bus cannot go any faster than 100 km an hour. Our journey was significantly disrupted due to a massive congestion along the northbound Plus Highway after the Simpang Ampat exit in Malacca. The heavy thunderstorm that raged through the night only worsened the jam. The bus eventually reached Port Dickson exit 219 at about 9:35 PM, some 1 hour 40 minutes since we first encountered the congestion at 7:55 PM. Since we are extremely behind schedule, the coach captain decided to drop the passengers at the Petronas petrol station opposite Terminal 1 bus terminal in Seremban instead. While the disembarkation process were made for the Seremban-bound passengers, the KL-bound passengers took this opportunity to go for their toilet breaks. The bus departed at about 9:53 PM after a short but much-needed 10-minute pit stop at the petrol station. A look on Google Maps showed that the massive congestion have not eased. As the congestion stretches all the way to Sungai Bersitol Plaza in the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur, we are in for a very long journey into our last destination. But we were very lucky as the congestion gradually eases as we moved further north into Kuala Lumpur. The bus arrived at Terminal Bersepadu Selatan-TBS at about 5 minutes past 11 p.m. The coach captain quickly left the terminal soon after, and we headed directly to the final stop at Berjaya Times Square. I made my way down to the lower deck and chatted with the coach captain again before our arrival. To beat the heavy traffic along the Kuala Lumpur Seremban highway corridor, the coach captain decided to go via the new Setia Wangsa Pantai Elevated Expressway or SPE. Traffic was super light and it takes only 15 minutes to reach Berjaya Times Square from TBS. We reached our final stop at exactly 11:23 p.m, close to 8 hours after we left the Plaza in Singapore at 3:30 p.m. It's still pouring as we pull into the coach bay at Berjaya Times Square. Although not widely regarded as a norm in the industry, I have observed an increasing number of occasions where passengers handed tips to the coach captain as a way of conveying their appreciation for making the journey as safe and comfortable as possible. It is no exception to Abang Lan, as I observed at least one passenger who tipped him and saying thank you to him. I'd like that to happen more often because I do think that coach captains are often overlooked and underappreciated. So why not, at the end of your next bus trip, tip the coach captain and say thank you. It will definitely make their day and motivate them to serve you better on your next trip with them. This has been another trip report on Jom Naik Bus. I'm Ishak signing off and I see you in the next video. Bye!